Hi, I'm Mel Puzon with Occupy Your Voice, coming to you from Access Tucson. Thanks for watching.
You can't handle the truth.
Your puny little head would explode.
What makes you think you have the right to know?
So are these three little letters, GMO, really dangerous? What we don't always take into account is that a great majority of food now that we eat in this country, the corn, most of it's genetically engineered. The soy is mostly genetically engineered, sugar beets, and canola. So what does this mean when you're eating dinner at night? Well, a lot of the food that you're eating, whether you believe it or not, is genetically engineered. What does this do to your body? What does it do to the cells in your body? What does it do to your DNA? What does it do? You know what? We don't really know.
In Brussels, thousands of protesters have hit the streets calling for an overhaul of European food policy. The rally came as a new French study claimed rats fed GM corn produced by US firm Monsanto had suffered tumours and multiple organ damage.
But not here, baby.
Here in America, you don't get the right to know if you're eating genetically modified organisms.
We should talk about genetically modified foods. And again, this is a conspiracy of both parties. Obama said in 2007, we would label genetically modified foods, which, by the way, Europe has this. China labels, China, which puts
That
lead
bastion of freedom.
and puts lead in baby food, you know, or some shit like that.
At least you know it's there.
We can't have that in America. You know why? Because in America, corporations run the show. Even though 9 out of 10 Americans would like foods to at least be labeled to, at least we know they're Franken foods.
President Obama this week signed into law a bill that could have huge consequences on the future of food in the country. The Agricultural Appropriations Bill has been dubbed the Monsanto Protection Act by critics of the agricultural giant. That's because a provision in the law protects genetically modified seed patents from litigation over health risks. So if you get sick, too bad, you can't take it to court.
Unless
you demand it. Unless you demand that GMOs get labeled.
Hello, my name is Billy Lolis, and I'm here to talk to you today about a global march against Monsanto. And this is a global march. It's worldwide. There's 250, to this day, 250 cities in the United States are participating in this march, and it's worldwide, just like the reach of Monsanto is worldwide. So to try and put everything in perspective, I'm going to give you a brief history of this corporation. It has a long litany of producing carcinogens and poisons and then denying any culpability for any of the ill effects, the deaths, and the cancers and diseases caused by their products. Monsanto was formed in 1901. And by 1910, it was manufacturing saccharin. We know it's a carcinogen now. It was a major supplier for Coca-Cola. They also became the world's largest maker of aspirin. In the 20s, they started to manufacture plastics, resins, and industrial and chemical goods, and they started to acquire chemical and rubber companies. In 1945, they began manufacturing agricultural chemicals. These include 2,4-D, a herbicide that was mixed with 2,4,5-T to create Agent Orange. It's a defoliant contaminated with dioxin that was produced for the U.S. military during the Vietnam War. And then in the 60s, Monsanto brands of Propaclor and Araclor herbicides were approved for use, spurring the company's shift into the agricultural market. And in 62 through 71, they were the principal company supplying Agent Orange to the U.S. military for use in the Vietnam War. The U.S. Air Force sprayed nearly 4 million acres of South Vietnam with 18 million gallons of Agent Orange and similar defoliants. Now, with the passing of this Monsanto Protection Act, and I don't know the exact, they call it the Farmers Protection Act or something. With it, one of the things that scares me the most is Monsanto now has 13 new GMO seed crops awaiting USDA authorization. And I'm sure they're going to slam these in before the end of the fiscal year. Once they start growing these, it's going to be harder to stop them. We need to get out in the street and let it be known that we are tired of these people poisoning us, because that's what they're doing. When the American Academy of Environmental Medicine recommends to physicians to advise their patients to eat organically grown food, to not eat genetically modified food, something's wrong with our food. So what we have to do is we have to get out and educate each other. We have to let each other know that there is a difference between GMO and non-GMO. In fact, just about everything processed has some type of GMO food in it. Corn syrup, canola, soy. These products are in everything processed. And we're eating them for generations. For generations.
Love to help support this wonderful cause and get GMOs, if not completely abolished, then at least get them labeled so that the public has a right to know what is in their food and can make the educated decision whether or not to purchase them or eat them. And so we have many gifts and raffle prizes. We are currently working on getting a face painting artist for the kids so that this is a family-friendly show. We have gone about all of the legal processes that we can in order to make sure that it is family friendly, so that people don't think, oh, this is just a group of hippie activists meeting in the park. But no, this is a family friendly show. We want you to bring your children down to the park. We want to have you educate your entire family on ways that you can preserve not only our earth but our health for many more generations to come. And so afterwards we have many speakers. We have Melissa Smith from GMO Free Project of Tucson, who is a GMO educator. She'll be speaking. Jazz Dolan, we have Jamie Hall, many others who are going to kind of stand up and just let people know. We have some musical artists performing. Jay Anderson, who is a member of the Impending Flip, will be doing an acoustic set. So we have music, we have coupons so that you can find companies that are non-GMO and food sources that are sustainable in town. We have some local organic produce farmers coming so that you can share where the farmers markets are located, where you can find food, and how to maybe even begin your own gardening process so that you can grow your own food instead of the lawn.